watching WKYT News at noon.
Good afternoon. Bill Bryan and Barbara Bailey for WKYT News. 4 people broke into a church, and it has all been caught on video.
Now, that break-in happened last week at First Baptist Church in Somerset. As WKYT's Phil Pendleton shows us, police say they are making headway in their investigation. It's our top story at 12:30.
Police tell me they have identified the 4 people, 2 men and 2 women, who are accused of breaking into the church in the early morning hours of July 11th and the 12th. Now, police say the crime happened about 3 or 4 a.m. The large church on Main Street in Somerset does have a security system and video surveillance. Police say the 4 got into the church through a window and proceeded to go through the building and take several items.
Most of the criminals we have, they don't really care if it's a church or an abandoned building. They'll break into anything.
And police tell me that after they were able to put the subject's photos on Facebook, that some in the community recognized them, and then they were able to proceed with their investigation to determine exactly who these people are. We're still following this developing story. We hope to have a lot more for you later today, but for now, in Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Thank you. And right now, police are not identifying the people they're looking for.
Rowan County school officials are responding to a report claiming hazing complaints within the high school football program were not properly investigated. The Herald Leader reports the Office of Education Accountability found 20 players suffered concussions in practice, most after the whistle blew or when they weren't playing. The state claims the superintendent and principal did not properly investigate the allegations. Superintendent Marvin Moore released a statement saying he and the principal provided documentation showing they did address the concerns. Head coach Ray Graham was suspended when the state started its investigation. His attorneys released a statement saying Graham denies the findings related to his alleged misconduct. First responders took the stand this morning in a Lexington murder trial. Matthew Donahue is accused of stabbing his boyfriend, Todd Schumacher, to death in January of last year. Police officers and firefighters talked about the night they found Schumacher's body. Jurors also heard a recording of Donahue talking to police and heard about witness statements describing how Donahue acted the night Schumacher died. The trial is expected to last 2 more days.
A Lexington man accused of threatening to kill police officers will get out of jail next week. Rainelle White pleaded guilty to several misdemeanor charges this morning. Police arrested White last week after they say he made repeated calls to police in Houston, San Antonio, and West Bloomfield, Michigan. In each case, his warrant said he made references to the shooting of the Dallas police officers. As part of his plea, White will have to serve 8 more days in jail and have no further contact with those police departments. Well, a crash near a construction zone left a driver with life-threatening injuries this morning.
Police say a car slammed into a semi on Versailles Road as the semi made a U-turn because of a closed ramp with all the construction going on over there. WKYT's Mike Byer has more on the crash and the closures that drivers need to be watching out for. Mike?
I'm at the Versailles Road New Circle interchange where a serious crash involving a semi and car happened overnight. The crash happened while construction was going on, but the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says all the proper and correct signage was in place. The accident happened around 1:30 this morning. Police tell us the semi was trying to make a U-turn at the interchange because the ramp from Versailles Road to New Circle was closed for construction. Police say this is when a car traveling outbound on Versailles slammed into the semi, pinning the driver under the trailer. Firefighters were able to lift the trailer with airbags to get the car out. They then had to cut the roof off the car to get the driver out. They say he was conscious at the time but was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. We're unsure of his condition at this time. Police tell us the car may have been traveling at a high rate of speed before crashing into the semi. Now another closure will take place starting tonight. Exit 5B, the outer loop of New Circle to outbound Versailles Road, will be closed from 10 tonight until 5 tomorrow morning. KYTC says drivers should use exit 2, turn left at the ramp, then left onto the inner loop of New Circle to exit 5B. The Transportation Cabinet says following the signs and detours can prevent another accident like the one from this morning from happening again. In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. The semi-truck driver was not hurt in that accident.
Police have arrested a man accused of exposing himself on a playground. Corbin police have charged Thomas Gilbert with 2 counts of indecent exposure and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Police say a Corbin middle staff member witnessed the incident at a park near the school and called them. According to an arrest citation, Gilbert also exposed himself earlier in the day while walking down Alta Avenue and again during his arrest. Well, attorneys on both sides have asked for a delay in sentencing for former Personnel Cabinet Secretary Tim Longmire. Longmire pleaded guilty to a federal bribery charge in April, admitting to his role in a kickback scheme. Sentencing is set for August 18th, but the prosecutor filed a motion this week asking to postpone it until mid-September. Longmire is free until sentencing.
A fallen tree has damaged a Lexington apartment today. It happened about 11 o'clock this morning at a building on Augusta Court near Eastland Parkway. Firefighters say a tree fell on utility lines before going through the roof of the apartment. This was actually last night. Nobody hurt in that. They're cleaning up today. Well, make your plans now to enjoy Lexington Restaurant Week.
Chef Weta Michael is here next with the delicious details on WKYT.
Well, it's all about the temperatures the next several days. That'll take you off into your weekend where triple digits for heat indices will actually be likely. I'll show you that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
There's some cumulus clouds outside, but that's about it. I don't really see much of an issue the rest of the afternoon. There is a small chance of rain as we get off through the forecast. So just keep in mind, you could have a pop-up shower or thunderstorm over you. And that's about it. No widespread weather. Definitely not looking at widespread severe weather. So the good news is most of us stay dry the rest of the afternoon. Now coming in at 86 degrees in the Richmond, Waco, Berea area in Madison County. And then you go down toward Danville, Perryville, Junction City, go just north of that into Mercer County, Harrodsburg, Salvisa. All looks well as you're traveling up that 127 corridor. And then we go throughout the next few days. So today, small rain chance, nothing really to write home about. It's more about the temperatures than anything else. It's pretty steamy outside. And we get in towards your Wednesday, right around 90 degrees. Mainly dry. Can't rule out one of those pop-up showers or thunderstorms. And that's the same story for Thursday. These 3 days are basically carbon copies of each other. It's not good rain chances, number one. And number two, temperatures roughly around that 90-degree reading, depending on if you have the cloud cover or not. And that's about it for the next 3 days. Now, we get past that, and that's a different story. Look at 7 p.m. Thursday. That front starts to lift northbound. As it ejects northbound, what's going to happen is what's going on here is this front right here to the south of it, you got some really warm air. Excessive heat warnings back toward the Mississippi Valley region, and all that is gliding our direction. That's bad news for us. Check this out as we head off towards your Saturday. These are your heat indices. This is a heat index. Is basically you walk out the front door, what you feel on your skin. That's basically what a heat index is. So this is the moisture, temperature put together, and boom, there you go. You're talking about triple digits all across the area. Some back toward the east, but yeah, we're still talking about upper 90s to lower 100s. You're talking about some really, really hot conditions. So 90s are expected each day. That's your temperature. But heat index values, you're talking about there in the triple digits, and that's the same all weekend long. You're talking Saturday and Sunday. The only way you can get away from that is having a thunderstorm over you and just dropping that rain, kind of cooling the atmosphere off. That's the only way, but as of right now, even that's not a great chance of rain. We're sitting at about 40%. Next 3 days, 20 to 30%, which means what? Most of us stay dry. It's about the temperatures, and then we get toward the weekend, guys. Finally feeling like July. We've only had 2 days in July of actually reaching 90-plus degrees. Looks like we're going to do that multiple times as we head throughout this work week off into your weekend.
All right, the heat is on. Thank you very much. So is the good food, you know.
Oh, yes.
When Chef Weta Michael is in the kitchen, you know the results are going to be delicious. It is true anytime at any of her family restaurants, her family of restaurants. That includes Holly Hill Inn, Windy Corner, and Wallace Station.
And she's one of dozens of chefs taking part in Lexington Restaurant Week. We welcome her today. Glad to have you in here always.
I love being here with you all.
Although I'm going to say, I feel a little starstruck here. You know, you were on CBS's Saturday morning show about 10 days ago.
A thrill and a half.
And you got to bring Kentucky food and bourbon.
I did, and we did peaches and bourbon up there, and I promised that I would bring peaches back to Lexington. So, yeah, it's peach season here in Kentucky, and all the orchards are fully picking plums, peaches, and first tomatoes, and we're going to put all that on our menu at Holly Hill Inn for the Lexington Restaurant Week, which starts this Thursday, but we do have a sneak preview at Holly Hill Inn on Wednesday night. So.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to do 2 of your restaurants, is that right?
Windy Corner will also be participating in the Lexington Restaurant Week, and you can go online to lexingtonrestaurantweek.com. I think also Kentucky.com has everybody's menu out there. It's $26.
Check 'em all out.
Yeah, and this is the time to get out there and celebrate our food culture in Kentucky. It's $26, and $1 of that goes to the Lex Arts campaign to fund all kinds of artistic programs in Lexington.
That's great.
So,
Show us what you brought today.
well, we did a stone-cross pork chop, and that's a local pork chop. We have a little seasoning spice we use at Windy Corner. We put sorghum and
It's just called super spice.
it's called super spice.
Yeah, right.
And we'll sear that, and then we just put these peaches in sorghum
It
and
smells
bourbon.
so good.
So if you have a bourbon
wonderful.
allergy, don't eat those peaches.
I don't have an allergy to this.
And these tomatoes are from Happy Jack's Farm, which is in Franklin County, right across the Franklin County line from Holly Hill. And fresh mozzarella and basil from my garden, and those are little nasturtiums. And then our dessert for the Lexington Restaurant Week specials is going to be our chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
Oh.
And we use a Kentucky
Twist my
kernel
arm.
pecan. We have a pecan in Kentucky, and we use their nuts in our pie. So.
Man, and you really do love to be able to make sure it is truly Kentucky flavor.
Well, we are so blessed here to have such great a farming community that does not quit. And so I'm always trying to convince young people to go into farming because I want to be able to serve those products in my restaurant. And I think that's what defines us as Central Kentucky.
And you have a new restaurant that will be opening.
March 29th of next year is the grand opening date, and it's called Honeywood. It'll be in the Summit, and Honeywood was the name of, she grew up at Holly Hill Inn. Her name was Honeywood Parrish Rouse, and she was my best friend's grandmother next
isn't that
door.
great?
That's great.
I
Great
love
story.
it.
Lexington Restaurant Week is coming up July 21st through 30th. More than 44 local restaurants are taking part. $26, and you get a scrumptious meal like we just saw here.
Check it all out. All right. Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
coming.
Oh,
much.
thanks for having me.
Well, here is a great way to beat the heat. Christmas in July.
We need to do that. You know, it is hot out there. You will find that at House, and it's next on WKYT. Welcome back. Great to have you with us on WKYT. Never mind the heat out there. It's time to think Christmas. You can definitely get some good ideas at House. They're busy getting ready already for the holidays.
We're joined now by House owner Stuart Hurd to learn more about Christmas in July. Thank you so much for coming in and bringing some of
Thank
that
you.
in
Had to
here.
bring a little pretty in here.
Oh, and it's gorgeous.
Makes you feel a little bit cooler.
Right.
Take a look at it. What do you have going on?
Well, it will start on Monday, the 25th. It will go all next week through the 30th. We're having 20% off store-wide, not just Christmas. Even though we're transforming the entire store to Christmas for 1 week, we'll offer anything from custom florals like you see here to tabletop decor, to cloches, to glassware, and even our home decor is going to be 20% off.
It's got to be crazy at House right now as you are getting ready for this. Crazy.
They were like, who's doing the noon show? I'm like, me.
Throw that into the mix,
Yeah,
right?
I'll go sit in some air while they're in the warehouse.
Because, I mean, you try to keep everything else going, and then you also throw this event in the middle of summer.
Yes, it's a lot of upkeep, but people love it. It's a great week. People like to see, and it's almost a preview for us, too, to see what we're going to expand on for the actual Christmas season, and a preview for you all to buy early.
Well, and I don't know how you find the time to do this, but you will actually then, around the holidays, come to people's homes, well, or anytime.
Absolutely.
Come to people's homes
Absolutely.
and make it easy so that they don't have to say, I've bought it, but now what do I do with it?
Right.
You really follow through on
We
everything.
do. We have a full service interior design team, and we do that all year long. And then at Christmas, we bring that Christmas into the mix as well. And so we do it while you're at work and come home and it's finished.
So you sort of enjoy having that conversation. What do people want? And I guess you jot down a few notes and take it from there?
Yeah, usually just talking to a customer, we'll kind of get an idea of them, and they'll say, okay, take this, they get home, they see it, they either love it, or if there's something we want to switch, we just switch it out.
I might say that's a little over the top. No?
Is there anything that's really new and big for the holiday season? And, you know, so much of yours is nature, is the beauty of nature.
Right. And nature really still is a big thing, and that's kind of what we pride ourselves on is the lifelike look of all of our artificials. But because this can sit out all winter, not just at Christmas. So it's winter decorating.
You're at 250 Walton Avenue. Kind of describe for folks where that is.
Walton Avenue is in between Main Street and Winchester Road.
Yeah.
So if everybody knows where Ferguson's is, they've been there a long time, we're directly across the street.
All right.
All right.
Well, Merry Christmas in July.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
in.
It doesn't feel so hot all of a sudden, right? Thanks for
right.
coming, Stuart. Finding forever homes for the many homeless animals, that's the goal of the Woodford Humane Society.
And you can help with that cause by taking part in Freedom Fest. Next on WKYT.
WKYT News continuing. Great to have you with us on this summer day. It's a popular event every year and the biggest fundraiser for the Woodford Humane Society.
We're joined by Beth Olson from the Woodford Humane Society to learn more about Freedom Fest and how it's helping fund programs for animals up for adoption throughout the year. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
One of the big things about Freedom Fest is where it is held. A lot of people enjoy that, right?
Yes, we've rotated through several different horse farms in the area. This year we're returning to Ashford Stud, which we're very excited about. That is, of course, the home of American Pharoah now that he is retired. Folks won't get to see American Pharoah just by coming to the event, but we do have some really cool opportunities that are American Pharoah related. One of them
happens to be right here. This is really neat.
Yeah, this is one of our silent auction items, and bidding is actually open already on this, and you don't have to come to the event to bid. So if you really want this halter, you can bid on it without actually attending the event. It's one of American Pharoah's halters. He has worn it. It has his nameplate on it, and it's professionally framed with all of his Grand Slam victory photos. And this item's already at $1,500 in the silent auction.
Wow,
so
that's really great.
It's going to be a popular one.
Well, beautiful
and I know
framed,
that people really always love to come to this event. What is it that is so special about it? And tell us some more of what people can expect.
Well, it's a weekend of fun. It's fun for a really good cause. It's a two-day event. Friday on the 22nd, we're having our Bon Appetit luncheon, and that is a tasting luncheon. It's featuring 16 different restaurants, caterers. We have local beverages there as well this year, so that's kind of a great all-you-can-eat on Friday afternoons from 11:30 to 2, and then on Saturday evening from 5:30 to 11 we have our Freedom Fest event, which is a catered dinner, drinks, dancing, live and silent auctions, farm tours, plein air painters, local art. A little bit of everything that you could ask
going
for.
on.
A big time. And all of this, of course, is to help out the Woodford Humane Society and in your goals throughout the year. And you're busy over there, aren't you?
Oh, we're always busy. Yes, summer is very busy, as anyone who works in rescue will tell you. We get a lot of kittens this time of year, so we're full. We're always full. And events like this, since we receive no government funding at any level, you know, events like Freedom Fest are extra important. It brings in about a quarter of our operating budget every year. So if you're looking for a way to help out and you're not ready to adopt, this is a great, fun way to help out.
There it is. So get your tickets, come out and enjoy it. And great items like this.
Yes.
You could walk home with that.
You could. Bid online from anywhere.
All right.
That's great.
Beth, thanks for coming by. We
Thanks for
appreciate it
having me.
very much. And it's a pretty nice looking day out there this afternoon. It is warming up. Let's check in with Micah.
Yeah, and you're going to feel it later on this afternoon if you have not been out there just yet. It will be in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees. And this is one of those days that we just continue to jump off into the afternoon, see the clouds build just a bit. There is a small chance of rain as we get into the afternoon. So most of us stay dry. That's going to be the case tomorrow. It's going to be the case on Thursday, maybe even off on Friday too. So it's all about the temperatures and about this heat coming up there as we slide off towards your weekend. Toward the weekend, we're talking triple digits possibly for your heat index values. Chris Bailey will be in here at 4 p.m. to get you updated on that.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Get ready for that, right? That is WKYT News at noon. We want to thank you for joining us. Our next newscast is coming up at 4.
The Young and the Restless is next, followed by the Talk at 2. Get out and make it a great day, everybody.